So now that you know what you have to know about your customer, we're going to see how you will get to understand these things. How you understand them is through a contextual interview. So basically, the most important thing is that you have to ask questions to your customer. One thing that we often do, and that is very wrong, is asking to the customer, what does the customer need? Why? It's simply because most often customers don't really know what they need. So what you have to do is to ask them questions in order for them to open up with you and then understand what is their need, and then you will be able to place your product as something that will help them achieve their need. So there are two main types of questions that you can ask, and they are open questions and closed questions. The difference is how do you use those questions, and then it's the structure of the question. So open questions are questions that you ask because you want the customer to talk a lot. So they're open questions in which really the goal is for the customer to talk more than you are talking. So they have to be questions like, what do you think about this? Or why do you like this? Or yes, questions that really enable the customer to talk a lot. And those questions are the ones that will help you really understand who is that person. And then you can start using closed questions. Closed questions are questions in which you give the customer a certain set of answers that they can use. So an example is like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you think that this is important? Or what do you prefer between A, B, and C? So they have this set of answers that they can use. And these are the questions that you use to close the sale. So you use them to get the conversation to the closing point of the sales process. Two tips questions that you can use are, for example, for the open question, can you tell me something more about blah, blah, blah? Or an example of closed question is, yes, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you need this thing? Or how much do you think that this is important? So now, based on the function in which you are, you have to think of a flow of questions that you were asked to the customer. So for example, if you're marketing, you can think of a sales point. So what question should you ask to a person that passes by the sales point? If you're OGX, you can think of a meeting with an EP, or then IGV, you can think of a meeting with an NGO.